You have been sold a lie, wrapped in the comforting paper of a 401k statement. The narrative is simple, seductive, and dangerously incomplete. Work hard, save 10%, let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Retire at 65 with dignity. It sounds like a mathematical certainty, a linear path from labor to leisure. But look closer at the architecture of this promise. It is not a plan for your freedom. It is a mechanism for your containment. The system does not want you to be wealthy. It wants you to be dependent. It needs you to remain a participant in the labor market for 4 decades, trading your finite hours for currency that loses value every single second you hold it. This is not an accident. It is by design. Consider the invisible hand guiding this machine. Who benefits when you park your money in a standard retirement account? The banks, the fund managers, and the government. They earn fees on your assets while you wait. They borrow against your stability. And crucially, they tax your growth. The traditional retirement model is built on the assumption that the economy will always expand, that inflation will remain tame, and that the social contract will hold firm for half a century. These are not facts. They are hopes. And hoping is not a strategy. The hidden reality is that your savings are not sitting in a vault. They are being leveraged. Your capital is the fuel for someone else's engine. You are the battery, and they are the device. Let us strip away the jargon and look at the mechanics through a vivid lens. Imagine your money as water. In a stagnant pond, water evaporates. This is inflation. The purchasing power of your dollar shrinks as the supply of currency expands. Now imagine you try to protect this water by putting it in a bucket labeled savings account. The bucket has holes. The bank pays you a trickle of interest, but the hole of inflation is wider. You are losing volume every day. Most people believe that if they just get a bigger bucket, save more money, they will win. But they are ignoring the friction. The tax code is designed to penalize passive accumulation. Every time your money grows, the state takes a cut. Every time you withdraw, you pay again. You are running a race where the track lengthens every time you take a step. This brings us to the psychological comfort trap. Why do so many intelligent people fail to escape this cycle? Because uncertainty is painful. The known misery of a 30-year mortgage feels safer than the unknown potential of true asset ownership. We crave the illusion of control. We check our portfolio balances like a heartbeat, seeking reassurance that we are on track. But this is a mirage. The middle class is stuck not because they lack discipline, but because they lack leverage. They trade time for money, which is the lowest form of economic exchange. Time is finite. Money is infinite. When you tie your survival to your hours, you cap your potential. You become a victim of your own efficiency. The harder you work, the more tax you pay, and the less time you have to build something that works without you. It is time to shift your perspective. Stop seeing yourself as a worker saving for retirement. Start seeing yourself as an observer of a rigged game. The game is not about who saves the most. It is about who understands the velocity of money. Wealth is not a static number in a bank account. Wealth is flow. It is the ability to move capital into assets that produce cash flow independent of your labor. The awakened observer sees debt not as a burden, but as a tool, when used correctly. Good debt buys assets that pay for themselves. Bad debt buys liabilities that drain you. The system teaches you to fear all debt, keeping you small and safe. The strategist learns to wield it, using other people's money to acquire real value. Here is the stark warning. Ignorance is a tax you cannot opt out of. If you do not understand how money is created, how it moves, and how it is taxed, you will always be on the wrong side of the transaction. You will work for money, and money will work for them. The cost of this ignorance is not just financial poverty, it is temporal poverty. You will spend your best years building someone else's dream, hoping for a fraction of it back in your twilight years. That is the hidden tax. It steals your life, not just your wallet. So, where do you go from here? You stop being a consumer of financial products. You stop buying what is sold to you as safety. You become a strategist. You analyze the architecture.
You seek assets that appreciate without your direct input.
You minimize friction by understanding tax codes, not just obeying them. You realize that retirement is not an age, it is a ratio. It is the point where your assets generate more than your expenses. This can happen at 30 or 60, but only if you stop playing the game by their rules. The illusion is broken. The curtain is pulled back. You are no longer a passenger in the vehicle of the economy. You are the driver. Take the wheel. The road ahead is not paved with promises. It is built with intention. Wake up.